welcome back. Minding Your Business, Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. I'm Chris Spiker.
I'm Mary Goldstein. We are here with our next guest, Mike McMullin from the Antelope Valley Press.
Publisher, welcome Mike.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Has anybody ever told you you have a great voice for radio?
Yes, it was my boss at the radio station back in the 80s. I worked at a station called, at the time it was KNJO FM out in Thousand Oaks. I think it's called Jill FM now. It's one of those formatted type things. Anyway, it was 92.7 on the dial.
How many years did you do that?
I was doing that from 82 to 85. And I started out on graveyard shift, playing records for the folks that were working at Amgen all night. And they used to call me up every night and request various and sundry things.
Wow.
Which was great, because I got so tired of playing Michael Jackson I couldn't stand it. So I landed there right in the middle of the whole Thriller album. So
oh boy.
It was on our playlist for about 2.5 years. It was unbelievable.
Did you do the dance and everything?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Just looking for something else to play.
No, we were just playing it for all the girls that were working at the Thousand Oaks Mall. They would call every night and want to hear Billie Jean or Beat It, or both.
So it's kind of a magnet.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of Thriller, the Welcome Edition's coming out.
Yes, it is. That's our, I can't remember how many years we've been doing this. I know it's over 30 years. Last year we had 176 pages. It's our, basically our community reference guide. It has all kinds of information about each community from Acton to Tehachapi, with maps and addresses, email addresses of all of the government officials in each community. Also your federal representatives, whether it's at the state level or even you can sit down and figure out how to send an email to President Trump with the magazine. It's all in there. And schools, churches, parks, recreation, and of course lots of advertising from all of our regular group of advertisers. So it's it comes out the last Sunday of October, the 27th this year.
So it hasn't printed yet.
No, we're not even finished selling it yet. We're in the midst of writing it. It's such a massive undertaking for us that we start in the middle of July, and it won't be published, as I say, until the end of October. So it's certainly the biggest thing we do all year. And not only do we put it out on that particular Sunday, but we print enough copies so that in the next 12 months, we can replenish supplies at places like the Chamber offices, Board of Trade. About a month ago, I took some over to a apartment complex in Lancaster that hands them out to every new resident.
Wow.
And so it's
Hotel lobbies,
waiting areas in doctors' offices, all that.
It's a resource. It's an almanac.
Yeah, it really is.
Does anybody call it a Bible?
Well, I mean, you could refer to it that way. It's certainly the Bible of everything going on in the Antelope Valley. There's nothing else, there's no other publication like it. And now, with our new website that we just put up a little less than a year ago, you have the ability to go to our website and look at it electronically if you want. If you want to flip through all those 176 pages with Page Viewer, go for it.
Yeah, baby. Knock yourself out. But this is something that's going to stay in the house.
Right.
And people are going to tag the ears and put Post-it notes. I mean, that's how I do it. And someone comes to town, they say what's to do, or somebody has
Where do
a
you want to
question.
go eat? You know, I mean, there's lots of restaurants in there. We usually end up with around somewhere between 400 and 500 different advertisers in the magazine.
Speaking of eating, I mean, not because it's lunchtime, but
Yeah.
it seems to me the Valley Press always has coupons.
Yes.
2 for 1 and half of this,
Lots
and
of
a free
coupons.
this and a this and a this.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's actually coupons in the Welcome Edition, even though the book's out there for a year. We work with customers and say, okay, if you're going to put this coupon in, understand that, you know, it'll be out there for an entire year. And invariably, we'll have a customer next August that will go, why did somebody bring this in? What's this from? And we'll remind them, you remember last October when you did
It's
that?
still working, man.
Yeah.
That ad you bought a year ago.
Right.
Still has a return, has value.
And we have many customers in the Welcome Edition, especially a lot of smaller customers that maybe can't afford to be out there in front of our readership every single month. They're always in the Welcome Edition because they know they'll be able to reach our customers. They'll be able to look at all the advertisers that they want.
One of our
that
field
way.
producers here on the show, Sunil, works for you, and he reminded me the Welcome Edition's coming up.
Yep.
And I was tardy late last year. I think this is the publication you have to be in.
You know, of course we feel that, but of course we're biased. It's ours. But really, like I said earlier, and the Antelope Valley is so vast in terms of all the different communities and things going on, and it's
big.
It's a large area because we're taking in. It's not just Lancaster and Palmdale. Obviously, we're going, you know, up into Kern County. We're going into Lake LA. We're going down to Acton. We go up to Tehachapi. So it's a very wide area, and there's lots of things going on all over. And this really pulls it all together. And there's features in here also about, you know, certain events or people or things going on in the Antelope Valley. There's usually some stories about something about aerospace or just a variety of things. It's certainly something, because of the size of it and the amount of information in there, you can keep it for a year and it really never gets old.
So what's your title besides publisher? I mean, you're kind of like Valley Guru. I mean, it seems to me like you sit in one place and you kind of have to look at the whole area. There aren't any lines, there aren't any constituencies.
No, there aren't. I am the publisher, which basically just means that all of the various departments report into me. It's an exciting position because every area, you know, whether it's editorial or advertising or circulation or even our production department, everything going on in those areas is so different. So it's been rewarding for me to be able to work with all of those different people as we've made, frankly, a lot of changes in the last year. We've changed the size of the newspaper. We have all new software for all of the departments.
That's the one constant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Change.
Yeah, it really is. Well, frankly, we had been stuck so long in not changing with things like new computers and software that we were at the point where we really couldn't move forward without making that investment, and our new owners made that investment.
New owners.
And that's why we have the new website, which, you know, now allows you to save stories on your phone, share them with your friends. Every day we post our lead story on Facebook so that people who maybe don't subscribe yet will see what's going on. And it's been an exciting year. But yeah, I sort of do, we want to reach everybody. I mean, there's nobody that we don't want to reach. In the last year, we've really tried to sort of, you know, go down a sort of middle road in terms of politically speaking. There's a lot going on both sides, and we want to make sure that we cover as many points of view as we can, because we're not about one point of view. We're sort of really trying to reflect what's going on in the community.
I don't think anybody's totally right now.
No.
But conversation is good.
Conversation is good. I've actually been seeing some billboards around town asking people to be civil. It's got a picture of Abraham Lincoln in it. Have you seen that? I saw two of them this morning.
Buses are wrapped with something too that is a campaign.
Yeah, and I think it's, we try in our letters to the editor to not make it so, I don't know, the way Facebook is, where people just sort of want to anonymously attack.
Yeah. They don't even know what the thread is. They just jump in there.
They just jump in. But in our letters to the editor, we ask people to keep it civil and not call each other names. It's actually going very well. And I think our letters to the editor is one of the things that people really do appreciate.
The big five in attractions in the paper, what are they?
Well, I mean, obviously it's the main news. I would say after that, you're probably talking about things like inserts. People want to see, you know, what's going on with Macy's and whatnot. Sports. I mean, Brian Golden and the sports department are really reporting about all sports, not just local sports. Certainly Brian goes down and he'll go to Dodger games and whatnot. And our classified section is where people can sell whatever items they
buy and sell.
And then we've got comics every day, which is hugely popular. And even puzzles. We had a couple days last year where puzzles were kind of messed up. We ran the wrong day. Boy, did we hear about it.
You just say, we're just testing. Just make sure you're listening.
Exactly.
Watching.
The main thing that I've learned is that no matter what we put in the paper, there's somebody that says, that's the most important thing to me every day. So we really, and everybody's experience is just a little bit different with where they go first in the paper. William Warford, 3 times a week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. He's very popular, always has been. And even our former editor, Dennis Anderson, has been writing on Wednesdays about veterans and veteran issues.
Dennis Anderson has a unique perspective, which is wonderful.
He does.
And I was glad to see him get into the counseling job.
Yes.
Because his prior task was really tough on him, but he loves to talk to people.
Yeah, he does, and he certainly is very aware of veterans' issues in this market, and I think he's helping a lot of people. And it's great to see him talk about those issues once a week. I think our readers are really appreciating his viewpoint.
Veterans, we really are heavy to the veterans in this valley.
We are.
And our appreciation and our remembrance and the programs.
It is. You know, I worked for years down in the San Fernando Valley, and it's not that, you know, people don't care about veterans down there, but it's just such a, it's a more prominent subject up here because of the people that live up here.
Hey, so we have just a minute left. I just want to say the AV Press is a major partner in dozens of events and causes in the Antelope Valley. I appreciate that very much.
Well, thank you. You know, as newspapers move forward and try to remain viable, it's become difficult to say what can we still do and what can't we do, but we try to do as much as we can for the community in any way that we can.
I love going out to the curb in the morning early and grabbing the paper and finding out what's happening.
I do too. I like to test how early it'll actually be out there. It was mine was there at 5 this morning, so I was happy.
Contact information for the welcome edition.
You could just call 267-4252. I'll answer the phone and I'll direct you to anybody that you might need to talk to get help with that.
I love it. Mike McMullin, publisher, Antelope Valley Press. Thank you.
Thank you.